The moving truck idled in the driveway, engine rumbling. My brother Travis stood on the front porch with his arms crossed, watching two movers carry furniture toward my door. His wife Kelly directed traffic with a clipboard, pointing to different rooms like she was orchestrating a symphony. I sat in my living room, coffee in hand, watching through the window. Travis banged on the door. "Open up, Riley. We know you're in there." I took another sip of coffee and checked my watch. 9:47 a.m. Any minute now. The banging continued. "Don't make this harder than it needs to be. Dad signed everything over to me. This is my house now." I stood, walked to the door and opened it. Travis's smirk was triumphant. "Finally. Start packing your stuff. Movers can help if you need it, but I want you out by tonight." "Good morning to you too," I said. "Cut the attitude. You've had 2 weeks' notice. Dad told you at Thanksgiving that the house was coming to me. You should be grateful we're giving you until today." Kelly appeared behind him, consulting her clipboard. "We need the master bedroom cleared first. That's where our king bed is going. You can use the guest room to sort your things." "How thoughtful," I said. "This isn't a joke, Riley," Travis snapped. "This house has been in the family for 40 years. Mom and Dad are retiring to Arizona. They can't maintain it anymore. As the eldest son, it makes sense for me to take over." "The eldest son," I repeated. "That's your qualification?" "I have a family. 3 kids. They need space. You're single, you work from home doing freelance whatever. You can live anywhere." "Freelance software architecture," I corrected. "But continue." "The point is, Dad made his decision. He signed the house over to me last month. So either you start packing or the movers will pack for you." I checked my watch again. 9:51 a.m. "Riley, seriously, what are you doing?" Kelly asked. "Why do you keep looking at your watch?" "Waiting for someone." "For who?" A black Lexus pulled up to the curb. Then a silver Mercedes. 3 people got out, 2 men in suits and a woman in a tailored dress, all carrying briefcases. "For them," I said. Travis turned to look. "Who the hell is that?" The woman reached the porch first, extending her hand. "Good morning. I'm Jennifer Reeves, Miss Chen's lead attorney. These are my colleagues Marcus Webb and David Torres. We're from Reeves and Associates." Travis's smirk faltered slightly. "Attorneys? Riley, what is this?" "This is me protecting my property," I said. Jennifer pulled a document from her briefcase. "Mr. Travis Chen, you are hereby served with notice of trespass and attempted fraud. This property at 847 Maple Street is owned by Riley Chen and has been for the past 6 years. Any attempt to occupy, move into, or claim ownership of this property is illegal." Travis took the document, scanning it quickly. "This is garbage. Dad owns this house. He gave it to me." "Your father hasn't owned this property since 6 years ago," Marcus said, pulling out his own folder. "Here's the deed showing Riley Chen as the purchaser. Purchase date, closing documents, title, insurance, all recorded with the county." "That's impossible," Kelly said, grabbing the papers. "Riley doesn't have that kind of money. This house is worth at least $850,000. Current market value is approximately $920,000, David said. "Riley purchased it for $680,000 6 years ago when your in-laws were facing significant financial difficulties." Travis shook his head violently. "No. Dad said he was refinancing. He said he got a better mortgage rate." "He told you that because he didn't want to admit he was broke," I said quietly. 6 years ago Dad lost his job. Mom was dealing with medical bills from her surgery. They were 4 months behind on the mortgage. The bank sent a foreclosure notice. "They would have told us," Travis insisted. "They didn't want you to know. You just had your 3rd kid. You were stretched thin financially. They came to me because I was single, making good money with computers, and might be able to help." Jennifer continued. "Riley purchased the property for $680,000. Paying off the $340,000 remaining mortgage and giving your parents $340,000 in cash to restart their lives. The deed was transferred legally and properly. Then why are they still living here?" Kelly demanded. "They're not," I said. "They moved to Arizona 3 months ago. You know this, you helped them pack." Travis's face was reddening. "But Dad said." "What did Dad actually say?" I asked. "Think carefully." Travis was quiet for a moment. He said the house would be taken care of. That it would stay in the family. And it has. Stayed with me. I'm family. But he gave me the keys. Travis pulled a key ring from his pocket. He gave me keys and said I could move in. Those are old keys, I said. I changed the locks 5 years ago when I renovated. Those won't open anything. Kelly tried her key in the door. It didn't turn. She tried again, jiggling it. Nothing. This is insane, Travis said, his voice rising. You can't just steal the family home. I didn't steal anything. I saved it from foreclosure. I bought it legally. I've paid property taxes for 6 years. I've maintained it, upgraded it, increased its value by $240,000. I gestured to the house. This is mine, Travis. It always has been. Dad wouldn't just give up the house without telling me. Dad was embarrassed. He built his whole identity on being a successful provider. Losing the house to foreclosure would have destroyed him. Selling it to me, his financially successful daughter, let him save face. I paused. He told you I was house-sitting for them while they were in Arizona, didn't he? Travis's silence confirmed it. I'm not house-sitting. I own the house. I live here. Marcus pulled out another document. We also have a cease and desist order. Mr. Chen, if you attempt to enter this property without permission, that's criminal trespass. If you've told the moving company they're moving into property you own, that's fraud. If you've signed any rental agreements or utility transfer forms claiming ownership, that's identity theft and forgery. I signed the utility transfers yesterday, Travis said weakly. Using whose name? David asked. Wine. Travis Chen. The new owner. But you're not the owner. So you've committed fraud with the utility companies. Kelly grabbed Travis's arm. We need to call Dad. Right now. Travis pulled out his phone with shaking hands. He dialed, put it on speaker. Dad answered on the third ring. Travis? How's the move going? Dad, Riley has lawyers here saying she owns the house. Saying you sold it to her 6 years ago. A long pause. Oh, that's all you have to say. Another pause. I thought maybe Riley would let you live there. That you'd work something out as siblings. You thought I'd give him my house? I called toward the phone. Riley? You're there. Dad's voice got smaller. I didn't think you'd make such a big deal about it. Family shares. That's what we do. You gave him keys and told him he could move in, I said. You didn't ask me. You didn't tell him the truth. You set us up for this conflict. I just thought. You thought I'd roll over and give Travis my $920,000 house because he's your son and I'm just your daughter. That's not fair. What's not fair is lying to both of us for months. What's not fair is letting Travis hire movers, sign leases to end his apartment rental, tell his kids they're moving to a new house. All based on something you had no authority to promise. Travis was staring at the phone, his face pale. Dad, did you take money from Riley for the house? It was a family arrangement. Did you take money? She paid off the mortgage and gave us some cash to help with the move to Arizona. How much cash? That's between Riley and me. Dad. Travis shouted. How much? $340,000, I said. I gave them $340,000 in cash plus paid off the $340,000 mortgage. Total, $680,000. Kelly made a choking sound. You sold the family home for $680,000 6 years ago and never told us? Travis's voice cracked. I thought I could fix it, Dad said, sounding old suddenly. I thought maybe I could buy it back from Riley someday. Or that she'd understand family comes first. I do understand family comes first, I said. That's why I bought the house, to save you from losing it. That's why I never told Travis or anyone else, to protect your pride. But family doesn't mean I give away my assets because you made promises you couldn't keep. Riley, please, Dad said. Travis has 3 kids. You have space. No. I said it firmly. I'm not doing this. Travis can find his own house. I'm keeping mine. I gestured to the movers who'd been standing awkwardly by the truck. You should tell them to leave. Send me the invoice for their time. I'll pay it as a courtesy. But they're not unloading anything here. This is wrong, Kelly said, tears starting. We gave notice on our apartment. We have nowhere to go. You have 3 weeks until your lease ends, I said. I'd checked. That's enough time to find a rental. I'm sorry Dad misled you. I really am. But that doesn't make this house yours. Jennifer handed Travis another document. This is a formal trespass warning. If you're not off this property in 15 minutes, Miss Chen will call the police. If you attempt to enter without permission in the future, you'll be arrested. You'd have me arrested? Travis stared at me. Your own brother? You were going to have movers pack up my belongings and remove me from my own house, I pointed out. So yes, if necessary, I'll have you arrested for trespassing. Travis looked at the movers. Let's go. They didn't need to be told twice. They climbed back in the truck and started the engine. Kelly was crying openly now. Where are we supposed to go? There's an extended stay America 2 miles from here, I said. It's $89 a night. I'll pay for 1 week while you figure things out. I pulled out my phone and booked it. Confirmation just sent to your email. 1 week. Kelly's voice was shrill. That's it. That's more than you were giving me, I said. You wanted me out by tonight, remember? Travis stood frozen on the porch, the legal documents in his hand. He looked at me like he was seeing me for the first time. How long have you been rich? He asked. I'm not rich. I'm financially stable. There's a difference. You bought a house for $680,000 cash. I had a down payment and got a mortgage like a normal person. I paid it off over 5 years through hard work and smart financial management. Doing what? You said freelance software. Software architecture for medical device companies. I designed the systems that run MRI machines, surgical robots, patient monitoring equipment. I make between $400,000 and $600,000 a year depending on contracts. The silence was absolute. And you never told anyone, Travis said. I told Mom and Dad when they asked me for help. I tell people who actually ask about my work. You've never asked, Travis. In 6 years, you've never once asked what I do or how I'm doing. You just assumed I was struggling like you were. I'm not struggling. You're about to be homeless because Dad lied to you about owning a house he sold 6 years ago. That's struggling. Kelly tugged on Travis's arm. We need to go. We need to call our landlord, see if we can stay another month. As they walked to their car, Travis turned back. This isn't over, Riley. Yes, it is, Jennifer said firmly. Any further harassment and we'll pursue a restraining order. They drove away, the moving truck following. After they left, I stood on my porch on my property, and looked at my legal team. Thank you for coming. That's what you pay us for, Jennifer said with a slight smile. Though I'll admit the timing was dramatic. How did you know he'd show up at 9:45? He texted me yesterday saying movers would be here at 9:30. Travis is always 15 minutes late to everything. Marcus laughed. Well played. After they left, I walked through my house. The house I'd bought 6 years ago. The house I'd saved from foreclosure. The house I'd renovated, maintained, and loved. Travis called Dad repeatedly over the next few days. According to Mom, who called to apologize, they had heated discussions about honesty and family and money. Travis and Kelly found a rental house. 3 bedrooms, smaller yard, higher rent than they wanted. Travis had to take out a loan to cover moving costs and deposits since he'd already spent his savings on the move that never happened. He blamed me, of course. Told everyone I'd stolen the family home. But Uncle Mike called asking for the full story. After I explained, he said, "You saved your parents from foreclosure and Travis is mad at you? That's backwards." Slowly the truth spread through the family. Not the version Travis was telling, but the real version. I'd bought the house to save our parents. I'd never advertised it because they'd asked me not to, they were embarrassed. I'd let them save face by telling people they still had the house. And then Dad had taken advantage of that ambiguity to promise Travis something that was never his to give. 6 months later, Travis sent a text, "Can we talk?" We met at a coffee shop. He looked tired. "I'm sorry," he said. "I should have verified ownership before hiring movers. I should have asked questions. I believed Dad." "I understand." "No, you don't. You've always been the responsible one. The one who saves money and plans ahead. I've always just assumed things would work out." He stirred his coffee. "They didn't work out. Are you okay? Your family?" "We're fine. The rental is actually closer to the kids' school. Kelly likes the neighborhood. He paused. It's not the house I thought I was getting, but it's ours. That matters. I still don't understand why you never told me you'd bought the house. Mom and Dad asked me not to. They were humiliated. I respected their wishes. At the cost of looking like you were mooching off them for years. I've never cared what people thought about my living situation. Travis nodded slowly. I'm starting to realize that about you. You just quietly do your thing, making ridiculous money buying houses, and you don't feel the need to announce it. There's power in privacy. Yeah. He stood to leave, then hesitated. For what it's worth, that was a hell of a power move. The lawyers, the timing, the documents. Very impressive. Thanks. Also terrifying. Remind me never to mess with you again. Deal. He left. We weren't close after that, but we were civil. That was enough. My brother had shown up with moving boxes and a smirk, convinced the house was his. My legal team had shown up with documents and authority, confirming the house was mine. The eviction notice hadn't been for me, it had been served to him. And his smile had disappeared the moment he realized that assumptions aren't ownership, that family promises aren't legal transfers, and that the quiet sister he'd underestimated owned everything he'd thought was his. Sometimes protection isn't about walls, it's about documentation. And sometimes the best defense is simply owning what's yours and refusing to pretend otherwise.